Well, this really is quite uplifting. There is so much to raise the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. And expectations are rising, and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people in this part of the world. And as you can see, we've already started here. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. That's a shade optimistic. And he's managed to get free. Stones with a fine tackle. Stones did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Kelleher makes the starting 11. Talk to me, Jim. What can we expect from him?
Well, it's a big day for him, obviously, Peter, and I think he can make quite a big difference. Spectacular saves can win matches, but I'd expect him to have a more subtle influence overall, bossing that defence and spreading composure throughout the ranks.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. He has found a way through. Pass is just off target. Alexander-Arnold.
Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This isn't meeting expectations.
Law. Just the goalkeeper to beat. Great strike, but the keeper's equal to it. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Bernardo Silva. Adams calmly anticipates. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Szoboszlai, and it's Bernardo Silva. Mohamed Salah touches it back.
He had nobody else to help out there.
Nunez was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now it's Torres. Torres! And De Bruyne! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
Rodri. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Salah. For Wilshere. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Alexander-Arnold, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Wilshere, well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And we're not going to make any further progress now. Saka. And there is the half-time whistle. And as if we needed reminding, no easy games at this level, and that is proven here. Neither side any further forward from where they were 45 minutes ago, but it is far from lethargic, far from slow, highly engaging, but goalless. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, they look lost for ideas and lacking in talent, which all contributes to a chronic case of impotence.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
Substitution on the field, number 18, Fernando Torres.
And the action is
Number
back underway.
13, Ødegaard.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Substitution.
And he has slightly undercooked that one. Oh, shooting chance! It's in!
Well, whenever he reminds us of his wondrous skill set, it's usually something very memorable or even unforgettable. We'll certainly remember that one.
And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
No other outcome there. That was bang in the corner, unstoppable.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, that's changed the mood entirely, as you'd expect, Peter. It'll be fascinating now to see what kind of reaction it will cause.
Law! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
That's an example of the sixth sense of opportunism that many of his ilk show. Masterful anticipation.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
Well, there is a look that says it all. Son Heung-min! And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Alexander-Arnold. De Bruyne does well to get it back. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Ødegaard. Rodri makes the interception. Liverpool are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise.
Well, the manager's got a decision to make here, whether he's happy to stick or twist.
And that's another throw. Ah, good steal, he just read it. Adams. So the team separated just by the one goal, which came early in the second period. 1-0 the score. That looks a cracking ball. Has a go!
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
No, that's been intercepted. Law! It's a loose ball. 1-0 as we head towards the end. And the flag has stayed down. It's Salah! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Well, there are a few pockets of space that are being exploited, and they need filling, and fast. They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Law. De Bruyne. Done delicately. That's an excellent interception.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Now it's De Bruyne. Son Heung-min. And he's had a hit! And with that, the final whistle. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A test passed with flying colours. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
From the manager's perspective, Peter, I don't think he could have asked for much more. Well, certainly result-wise.
Oh, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
And this place is living up to its reputation as one of the noisiest corners of the footballing world. No decibels spared in this collective chorus. So it's down to business here. Messi, Beckham, Van Basten deals with that comfortably.
Well, as box office names go, Peter, David Beckham is right up there.
Yeah, he gets the turnstiles clicking, that's for sure, but footballing qualities?
Well, I think any defence is going to be nervous because of the sheer quality he can produce.
Especially over a dead ball.
Yeah, not just that, I think in open play he can deliver for fun too.
Intercepts the throw, that's well read. Messi. That's Beckham. Messi. And it's Beckham. Alexander-Arnold. Roberto Baggio. Xavi. Messi. And it's Beckham. Messi. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him. Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Bayer gets it away. Kimmich. Passes short and sharp. Deftly away. Passing is crisp and sharp. It's Luis Suarez! Van Dijk getting this one clear. He's got away. Belletti. Xavi. Now it's Xavi. Mbappe. And he's quick to snatch it back. And there's green grass ahead of him. He's away! Iniesta. Eto'o. And it's Xavi. Now it's Eto'o. Eto'o! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Dealt with nicely by the defence. And now a sudden chance to counter. Messi. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Danger averted for now. Goes down, but nothing given. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Can he get onto this? And we've reached half-time. Well, perhaps not full of thrills and spills, but a game which has been of a very high level, certainly defensively, as both teams walk off unscathed. A tight affair, 0-0 at the break. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
I think it's been a very impressive defensive effort. They've never been broken down and contained the opposition attack extremely well.
Interesting half, just missing goals, so don't be surprised if the second half brings a change to the scoreline at the break, 0-0. So we're just settling back into this second half.
Barcelona clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
And he was quick to react. Belletti. Kimmich.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Van Dijk with the clearance.
Substitution for Barcelona. Number 9, Ito. Number 10, Messi. Number 17, Suarez. Coming
Neymar.
on the field, number 19.
A reprieve,
Son
albeit
Heung-min.
perhaps momentary.
Number 20, Neymar. Number
And it's
14,
Neymar.
Batistuta.
Neymar going face to face with his
The
great
attendance
rival,
for this match
Son
was
Heung-min.
71,649.
And here's Haaland. Iniesta, the man we've all come to watch. And here's Haaland. Pedri, and that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Yes, 0-0 and little promise of a goal due to the shot-shy nature of this contest, but I'm not giving up on it. There's plenty energy on the pitch, not to give up hope just yet.
Iniesta. And it's Batistuta. Now it's Son Heung-min. And he's had it nicked away. That's a throw. Ah, good steal. He just read it. Upamecano gets it clear. Kimmich. Son Heung-min. Pedri. Oh, it's come loose.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Oh, played right into his path. Van Dijk clears. Fiddles it through. Now it's Haaland. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Son hits one! Oh, it's in! And that might well be that! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Barcelona take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too presumptuous yet.
There will be 3
Oh, well
minutes
played.
added
He
time.
needed to get that right.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Çalhanoğlu. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of
I'm
that.
very glad to say that I will be
Any
joined by
reflections on
someone
what you've
very
seen, Jim?
special in
Barcelona,
announcing
absolutely
today's
shocking
Man of the
here.
Match award.
Shockingly porous down the middle, which was painfully exploited, and that's left plenty for the manager to think about. A painful reminder of where standards really need to be.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Really is quite a sight to behold this. It feels like a big game, it looks like a big game. Mind you, they all do at this ground. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. Hernandez kept his eye on it, and he's there. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Vinicius Junior. That is a brilliant interception. Plays a sharp little ball here. Well, that looks a good ball through. And the shot's on here. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, when it comes to being very watchable, Peter, I don't think you'll get much better than Vinicius Junior. His raw pace, added to the infinite amount of trickery he has up his sleeve, are sure to cause any defence no shortage of headaches. He just needs a better final product at the top level.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches. Chance for the header! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Oh, it was such a clever pass that flummoxed the defence, and it could well be revisited, this.
Adams gets across to intercept that. Gets his pass away. Iniesta. Now it's Xavi. Cleared without complication. Barcelona so far providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. That's a shade optimistic. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Xavi. Oh, good-looking ball. Iniesta. That has been cut short. Looking for the runner. Big chance! And he's done it!
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
A 1-0 lead established.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's...
Oh no, what has happened here? And he's managed to get free. Xavi.
Okay, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
He has found the way through. Hits one! It's in! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner and he picked them off instead.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can go one better, possibly.
Pinches it off him. And that'll be the final action of the first half. So half-time, and it is all square. Neither able to pull away from the other, but that is not due to any shortage of effort on either side. It's a goodish game, this, and at half-time, it's 1-1. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with that scoreline. I just hope the second half is as good as the first. It's been pulsating stuff.
So in they come for the break with nothing to separate them. The score 1-1.
Substitution for Barcelona. Number 18, Iniesta. Number 9,
So we're into the second 45.
Coming on the field, number 20.
Tries to dink it in.
Number 19.
Xavi.
Son Heung-min. Substitution
And it's
in
Neymar.
progress.
Van Dijk promptly onto that, and that is that. Son Heung-min. Barcelona different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
India have got it back, and they'll have another go. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Bellingham. He has slightly undercooked that one.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
And here's Neymar. Now, who's going to be first to this?
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing
The attendance
to
for this
chase,
match
and of
was
course those in midfield have to be ready
72,306.
now to recycle.
And Luis Suarez!
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
Now it's Bellingham, couldn't quite squeeze that one through. Oh no, this does not look good. He's got away. Now the finish! He scores! And they get themselves in front!
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football.
India get themselves into the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it.
Terrific header! He will be livid with himself.
Good play all round. He was well hustled and still got a shot away.
And it's Son Heung-min.
Oh, great feat, that.
Oh, that's fabulous. Now there's a pass a goal! He has done it! They're level in a trice!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser. Well, we've seen the hunger to win it back and the focus to make it count. A very tasty combination.
And the shot! And somehow he managed to miss it.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Defending of the desperate variety. Kimmich. Danger averted for now. It's a good spell of possession, this. This might spell danger.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner. You wonder if that's it now, but there may be one more opportunity, Peter, for a late steal here.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And the number on the board is 3. Shapes to... It's bounced back off the post. And he can clear it away. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. I think we've got just about enough time for this free kick. And there's not much doubt that this will be played into the penalty area. He rises! And that could so easily have gone in. It didn't, and the 90 minutes are up.
Well, it was a pretty engaging game that flew by. The separation now is left to penalties.
Please be made aware that smoking is
So
only
we've gone the full
permitted in
distance here,
designated areas
nothing
within these
definitive,
grounds.
and we will be back shortly for a penalty shootout. Luis Suarez is first to take the long walk. And he puts them one up.
How confident was that? Backed himself all the way.
Calmly, he puts the ball down on the spot. Cole is the next to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, good pen that. Always a little more pressure when you're trailing, but it didn't show.
Neymar is second man up.
You need a very strong mind in those situations. Any penalty that goes in is a good one.
Rummenigge is the man who's second in line.
I thought he did really well to hold his nerve then and score that penalty.
The third man in the queue. Would have taken the keeper with it.
Well, you can't approach a penalty with any doubt, or you'll have to rely on luck.
Musiala is third in line. Oh, he's managed to get it through the keeper. 3-3. Messi is the fourth man to step forward for them.
I thought he handled the pressure really well there. His focus cut right through it.
Neymar comes up, their fourth taker. Oh, and the keeper guessed right too.
Well, you can't approach a penalty with any doubt, or you'll have to rely on luck.
Xavi is the last of 5 scheduled takers. And he sticks it away.
You need a very strong mind in those situations. Any penalty that goes in is a good one.
India at the point of no return. Saved it! And that's won it! Barcelona have come through in the most dramatic fashion, and the show goes on. The ultimate test of nerve and mettle, and they have made the grade.
Get a stadium from it.
Well, it's been such a long match, and the penalty shootout is
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. We have a shot at goal! And that's caused a worry or two.
Kimmich must have been hit by a flash of doubt then. He complicated what looked like an easy opportunity.
Oh, good-looking ball. Good spot, he's seen the run. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Hits one! There it is!
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Oh, perfectly measured that. And that's been won straight back. Barcelona are seeing plenty of the ball, but for now they trail. Costa Curta.
Barcelona are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best.
Luis Suarez! Really well taken goal. Barcelona are back in business. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. Barcelona grab the equaliser and we're all square.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
He is through here. It's loose now and they want to get it back. And it's Guardiola. Chance to finish. Just off target.
His reputation is better than what we've just seen.
No, that's been intercepted. Now he's off and running. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Cole! And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Guardiola. And that's really well manoeuvred. Now it's Eto'o. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Somewhat off target. Iniesta. And it's Batistuta. Great ball. It's Iniesta! Oh, and with that, the half-time whistle goes. A pretty decent watch this, and each side has contributed in equal part. Couple of very good goals for the crowd to enjoy. And a game which is right on the edge. At half-time, it's 1 each.
On the screen.
How's the first half compared with your expectation?
It's been a really good watch, but I think the managers will be looking for that extra bit of organisation and focus now, just to try and get a little control on this game.
That's a really interesting game, and they head in at half-time at 1-1. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. And he's in on goal! There's the hit! And it's a goal!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree. Well, we've seen the hunger to win it back and the focus to make it count. A very tasty combination.
Real chance! And yes, it's there! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Quite a thriller this one's become. Rummenigge! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
The timing of the pass and run was exquisite.
Costa Curta. Iniesta. Over to the left. Almost an hour gone. India trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is...
He's had a shot! Goal! Barcelona! Into the lead once more.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
And that's not going to reach. And they're quick to get it back. Now it's Batistuta.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
That'll be a throw-in.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
He won't be happy with that one. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. That pass has been well intercepted. Rummenigge. Well, played right into his path.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Can he latch on to this?
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Can he get it through? He's in, and the shot! And it's in! Tying minutes, and we're all square again!
Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
Number 10, Andy Cole.
There's the whistle, and it is going to penalties.
Well, both managers would have preferred not to go this far, but here we are. It's about nerve control now.
And so they prepare themselves to settle it from the spot. They could really do with scoring the first penalty. And he's found the net.
I thought he did really well to hold his nerve then and score that penalty.
Cole is engaging in a bit of mind games before stepping up.
Yeah, good pen that. He just did what he was asked.
Eto'o will take their second. Oh, Cooley does it.
Yeah, it's a guessing game for the keeper and he guessed wrong.
So, the second man in line.
He was always looking good there. Nice penalty.
Messi will take the third penalty. Oh, good take. Keeper committed himself.
Good penalty. Completely wrong-footed, the keeper.
The third man in the queue. And the keeper's come up trumps.
Oh, the keeper's done brilliantly to keep his eye on the ball and make such a great save.
This to double their advantage. Utterly decisive, right down the middle. And they're 2 up. India are looking to save match point. Yes, that's how you do it.
How confident was that? Backed himself all the way.
So the ball is placed on the spot. Xavi is able to finish it here. He's buried it, and he's won it. Barcelona have done it. Taken to the very edge they may have been, but they have prevailed through sheer strength of personality.
Please keep your eyes
Well,
on
it's
your
been
children
such a long
during
match, and the
football
penalty
times.
shootout is...
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
And nobody in this atmosphere can hide from the truth about how much this game matters. The scene overflows with colour and passion. The action has already started. And Torres! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Barcelona has the chance to go the other way. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, I've been hugely impressed with what I've seen so far from this guy, Jude Bellingham. You don't become a regular at one of Europe's leading teams at 17 unless you're very, very special. And he's the epitome of, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. He's got space in the area. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. It's their second corner of the game. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. Belletti. Barcelona are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. And it's Eto'o. He's going to be disappointed with that. Good running, strong and purposeful. Just eases him off the ball. No, that's been intercepted. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal. Barcelona has a go! Well, that is commitment to the cause. So, third corner of the game. And he's taking no chances there. And here's a chance! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Belletti actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
So their fourth corner of the game. And the chances keep on coming. They're awarded another corner. They're up to 5 corners now. England with another corner. The corner count is rising. That's 6. And the keeper beats it away. And now they can spring out of defence. He's found a way through. Nice try, but he wasn't buying it. Guardiola.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encourage the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Bellingham! He's got away with one there.
Well, one sloppy lapse like that can do a lot of damage, and it was triggered by the closing down.
Van Dijk. Van Douten. Kimmich. Has a look and plays it forward. Messi. Looking for the run. Well seen. Saw that coming. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, there it is, half-time. Not a bad watch by any means. And the efforts of both sides have been good, but neither have been able to penetrate. And so we reach the break, and the game remains goalless. So your views on the first half?
It's been a pretty abject performance. No efforts at goal. I'm struggling to remember the last time we had that.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. And we're already back up and running after half-time. It's Eto'o! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
What a cracking save from the keeper. That may turn out to be a pivotal moment.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Bellingham. Oh, good ball. Can he put it away? In he goes again. They've scored. Messi duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Number 19, Lionel Messi.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, listen, a few words of advice and encouragement from the manager during the break can often straighten things out, and it's paid off here.
Nice sequence of passes this. Now it's Eto'o. And here's Messi. Messi going face to face with his great rival.
The attendance
Well,
for
this
match
is exactly
was
the approach they have to take now, Peter.
71,898.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
That's a little off target. Now it's Luis Suarez. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Substitutions taking place.
We have got changes here, from both sides in fact.
Well, Peter, I don't think there's anything tactical or injury related here. I think it's just all about the push for a goal now.
Xavi. So Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the stats are pretty telling here. It's hard to argue with the scoreline when you carry so little threat.
And it's Batistuta.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And that's a good ball. Barcelona needed that. They really needed it.
Oh, super tackle. They were outnumbered and under the cosh. That had to be spot on, and it was.
Batistuta might just make this. Batistuta. Beckenbauer gets across to intercept that. Out of play for a throw. Luis Suarez looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind him up in the process, Peter.
Challenged just a bit on the firm side.
Barcelona really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
That's a shade optimistic.
That's just playing it safe and simple. Barcelona need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
Van Dijk gets over and intercepts. And
There
it's
will be
Messi.
3 minutes added time.
Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. And that will be the final act. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort to go on and win it, but neither was able to add to the scoreline. Barcelona going eyeball to eyeball with their rivals one more time. A day for parading of colours, a day for pride, a day for partisanship, perhaps a day for personalities who will prevail over what could potentially turn into 90 minutes of bedlam. It's time we ask that age-old question again. Who is going to come out on top this time? Such scenes here, a sea of team colours, songs ringing down from the stands. The tone is set for the 90 minutes ahead. Familiar feeling this for you, Jim?
Well, what a game this is, Peter. The pressure on both sets of players is tremendous, and they're both expected to win no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're contesting a title, a final, or just playing for pride. This one's always special.
And already we're underway here. And here's Iniesta.
Iniesta
really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. It's a sweet ball that. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Interesting ball. Now it's Hullet. And Hullet! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Well, we were anticipating this. They're very much set up for the counter-attack, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Mbappe, and the shot! I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Messi. Iniesta. Barcelona are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Hullet looks for the finish. Oh, split-second reaction.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
It's a mighty effort! That's a half-decent try.
Hullet certainly could have and should have made more of that.
Costa Curta. Kimmich. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And it's Belletti. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Messi. Messi showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on.
Really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
Iniesta unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
There will be 1 minute added time.
That's been cut out, well played. And the half-time whistle goes. Well, perhaps not full of thrills and spills, but a game which has been of a very high level, certainly defensively, as both teams walk off unscathed.
That was the
A
first
tight
half.
affair, 0-0 at the break.
Turn it up for the second.
Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
It's been a pretty abject performance. No efforts at goal. I'm struggling to remember the last time we had that.
Barcelona head to the dressing room, not yet having broken through. Tight, cagey game. Neither team any further forward than they were when they started out. And we are back underway. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Mbappe, and now the hit! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Mbappe really looked as though he had chosen correctly then, and yet we quickly realised he hadn't.
Schneider. Pull it.
The attendance for this match was 72,000.
Looks a good ball through. Caught offside that time. A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. And it's Luis Suarez. Good spot, he's seen the run. Ter Stegen catches it safely. Schneider. Guardiola. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Xavi, over to the left. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Xavi. Gently done. Now he's off and running. Van Bauten. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Quickly taken. And it's Schneider. That's a sharp pass.
Well, they deserve an awful lot of credit for their commitment to the cause, but it's a goal credit that would be most welcome now.
Costa Curta. He might be in here. Can he finish? Eto! Oh, well played, well sorted out. That's a lovely, neat pass. Bit too much weight on the pass. Kimmich gets it clear.
You wonder if that's it now, but there may be one more opportunity, Peter, for a late steal here.
Still inseparable. We have penalties.
Well, both managers would have preferred not to go this far, but here we are. It's about nerve control now.
So we head for the final act. It will be penalties. So this one to set the tone. And he's found the net.
How confident was that? Backed himself all the way.
Mbappe is the next man in the spotlight. Oh, what a save!
Well, he had a little look at the goalkeeper, and maybe that put him off.
This to double their advantage. Oh, Cooley does it. And they're 2 up. Madrid can't afford to miss another one. It's in, too smart for the keeper.
Yeah, made his mind up very quickly and just didn't waver.
Barcelona with this chance to pull 2 clear. Great stop! And the keeper punches the air.
Oh, the keeper's done brilliantly to keep his eye on the ball and make such a great save.
The third man in the queue. Oh, it's a really good save.
Oh, that's a super save from the keeper.
This to put them 2 up. Belted right down the middle. And he's put them 2 in front. So he walks up to the spot and puts the ball down. The margin of error is 0. Yes, that's how you do it.
Well, you can't approach a penalty with any doubt, or you'll have to rely on luck.
Xavi to end it here and now. Oh, brilliant. He had to save it, and he did.
Oh, the keeper's done brilliantly to keep his eye on the ball and make such a great save.
Madrid at the point of no return. What poise! What noise! 3-3. A huge pressure penalty, reserved only for the bravest of men. No! Denied remarkably!
He was so focused there. Fantastic save.
Diogo Costa must keep this out. This is match point. Oh, he saved it!
Well, he had a little look at the goalkeeper, and maybe that put him off.
Through to 7, and we're still going. And the keeper's come up trumps.
Oh, the keeper's done brilliantly to keep his eye on the ball and make such a great save.
So it's all on the shoulders of the keeper. That's it! It is done! Barcelona fall short in the lottery that is the penalty shootout. As cruel as that is, the two sides had been inseparable after 2 hours of action. Well, how will we look back on that?
Yeah, well, I've been on the losing side in games like this, and I can tell you it really does hurt. It's about the fans, and when you let them down, it hurts that bit more. I mean, you can do all the right preparations and still end up on the losing side. I don't think they'll be going out tonight.
And with that, it's time for me to... Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
And expectations are rising and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people in this part of the world. So it's down to business here. And he was quick to react. Good ball over the top. Great position here. Can he put it away? And he's done it!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Eto really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Costa Curta deals with that comfortably. Chance! Oh, it's fallen loose again! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
This is proving to be a very good spell. The intensity is great, but they've got to make it count.
And now they can spring out of defence. Mendes calmly anticipates. Batistuta. Oh, that was vital. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Finds himself unceremoniously floored. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority.
And Batistuta! Oh, he's in for the pieces! Oh, the ball, and the keeper couldn't hold it. And he comes up trumps again.
Oh, that's a stunning save. I mean, his reflexes were incredible then. That's as good a save as you'll see.
Corner number 2 then. And he's gone looking for safety. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. Kimmich. Batistuta. And he was alert to it. And he's only too happy to take that back. That's a nicely measured pass. Yamal. Barcelona do have a chance to counter here. Van Bouten cuts out the pass. Xavi. Barcelona looking to pass their way through. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey. It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And it's Jorginho. No, that's been intercepted. Nicely weighted ball. He's got to be in here! And he's had it nicked away. Jorginho.
There will be 1 minute added time.
And Mendes. There's the whistle for half-time. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just one goal, and that is the state of it at the break. 1-0.
First half is up and things are
I
looking
think
good.
on the whole, the team
Let's
linked
hope
up
for
very
another good
well
show
and
in
has
the
been
second
organised. Hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think. Something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Barcelona leading 1-0 at the break. So we're just settling back into this second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
Kimmich. Oh, that's well spotted. Barcelona applying the press here, a high press.
Yeah, we see this so often these days, but it does demand an awful lot of work rate and, of course, the discipline, because it has to be with everyone. It can't be with one or two. If that starts happening here, it'll just fall away.
Yeah, and there are so much of them, but of course, the returns can be terrific. Passing nice and neat. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Barcelona have a free kick. Belletti. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for trouble. I just think they're sending out the wrong...
Hits one! And yes, it's there! Barcelona are back in business.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Look, Peter, I was on the fence before a ball was kicked, and I still haven't moved.
Can he get it through? Expertly cut out, really nicely done. And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Eto actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Cleared without complication. And here's Messi.
Barcelona merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Now the finish! Goal! Barcelona! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward!
What about the pass, Peter? It was played so intelligently and he picked out the perfect target.
Barcelona go into the lead.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Barcelona need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
Jorginho is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. That is good
There will
alertness.
be 3 minutes added
So,
time.
gently done. Oh, that's clever. Eto is flagged offside.
Substitution in progress.
Barcelona are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now. And time is up. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end. Momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
And nobody in this atmosphere can hide from the truth about how much this game matters. The scene overflows with colour and passion. Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Oh, he's found support out wide. He's found the way through. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. The unmistakable Daniel van Bouten.
One of those players that's been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
And perhaps that's his greatest strength, Jim, his experience.
Certainly one of them, Peter, although for me his all-round game is what impressed most. He's a credible goal threat too, both inside the box and from range.
Yeah, he's got one mighty shot on him. I think it's true to say he once burst a ball while taking a free kick.
I can actually imagine that.
Oh, good ball, shots on here. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Van Bouten, and it's Xavi. Quarter of an hour played. That is a great ball. Oh, he's hits one! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front. Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Barcelona have broken through. It's 1-0.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Fiddles it through. Palmer. Oh, the ball's come loose here. Nice interception, well timed. Out to the left it goes. Oh, Red, nice interception. Certain amount of room for debate here, but a goal kick's been given. Barcelona are enjoying a good spell right now and leading. Nunez! Denied by an instinctive save.
Nunez clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. Big header! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Suarez really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Iniesta. Now it's Eto'o. Van Bouten cuts out the pass. Van Dijk.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Now then, the ball's come loose. Gives it back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
Now Van Dijk. Rice producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Kimmich gets over and intercepts. Luis Suarez. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Steady, solid, and for now, where they want to be. Just one goal, and they have it. Good effort from both sides. But at half-time, it is 1-0.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Barcelona are in at half-time with a slender one-goal lead. And the game has already resumed here. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference.
was one big no-no when you've got a queue formed in the box.
Mohamed Salah is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Barcelona just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. Now it's Batistuta! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
It's their second corner of the game. Tries a header! And he has kicked it out somehow.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Kimmich.
The attendance for this
what are you
match
thinking?
was
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for...
Iniesta! It's anyone's ball now. Cleared without complication. That's a nicely measured pass.
Mohamed Salah really added...
Looks for the finish. They've got to be quick to recover this. Cleared away. Kimmich did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. That's beautifully weighted. And that has been clubbed away. But they've got it again. Well, the ball's gone astray.
Look, it's a run defences dislike, but the timing has to be spot on. Barcelona surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Iniesta. Messi. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Oh, perfectly measured that. He's shifting. There's the hit! And the keeper couldn't hold it.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's Messi. And he can clear it away. Taken back almost at once. Delicate ball, and it needs to be. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Barcelona have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it. Eto'o taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
Please use parking provided
Your
by
reflections
the club or
then,
any
Jim?
other paid parking
Yeah,
facilities
clean
in the
sheets
area.
and hard grind will help you go places, and they have a resolve that'll envy many.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
Really is quite a sight to behold this. It feels like a big game, it looks like a big game. Mind you, they all do at this ground. We have already started here. Van Bouten promptly onto that, and that is that. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, this guy, Rodri, is a player I like a lot, and he's someone who quietly gets on with his job by doing a lot of the simple things exactly right. His game's all about playing short balls, forming triangles, and the speed of thought is actually quite impressive, and it often keeps him away from trouble.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Oh, what a mistake! Belletti.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Chance! Goal! Barcelona! First blood drawn. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
So we have the first goal.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Oh, super find. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's. That's been cut out, well played. Beckenbauer. Barcelona are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. Barcelona finding their passes. A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. And a header! Oh, taken with style. They are right back in business.
Well, that's something that'll make the manager proud, because they dug in deep then and they've got their leveller. That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
And that is a little undercooked. Xavi. Luis Suarez. Dink through, and he's intervened well there. The referee has given a corner. And we have our very first corner. And now they can spring out of defence.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And the first 45 minutes are up. A pretty decent watch this, and each side has contributed in equal part. A couple of very good goals for the crowd to enjoy, and a game which is right on the edge. At half-time, it's 1-1.
Celebrating their wedding anniversary.
That's a really interesting game, and they head in at half-time at 1-1. So once again, we're underway. Bellingham. And he was alert to it. Bastoni gets across to intercept that. Well, that looks a decent ball. Now it's Eto. He's through, tries a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
It's their second corner of the game. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. And now a sudden chance to counter. Costa Curta calmly anticipates. Oh, this looks sharp. Nicely intercepted. Well, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Brilliantly cut out. And the shots! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh no, he's got that wrong.
The attendance for this match was
Beckenbauer.
71,898.
Kvaratskhelia. That's a sharp pass. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Ah, that's a fine interception.
Kimmich.
Might be... Great chance! He scored! And the comeback is complete!
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Yeah, they deserve great credit for turning things around, but they'll now need the defensive resilience to equal that attacking flair. Barcelona showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Oh no, no circumventing this opponent.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Szoboszlai. Oh, what a shapes to shoot! He should have put that one away.
Bellingham really did let them off the hook. They could have wrapped it all up. Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer.
I think it's time for them to concentrate on closing this one out.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Oh, shooting chance! They've done it! They have stolen level at the last! Simplicity itself.
Suarez really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should.
And the referee brings it to a close. A draw and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts. Highly entertaining until the very end. Luis Suarez, voted man of the match. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
Such scenes here. A sea of team colours, songs ringing down from the stands. The tone is set for the 90 minutes ahead. Things have got underway here pretty promptly.
Well, Peter, here we have one of the greatest defenders of all time, Alessandro Costa Curta.
Yeah, in a sense, understated, isn't he? Certainly, some would say underrated. He's one of the less glamorous members of the Milanese elite from the 1990s.
Yeah, but ability-wise, I think he was on a par with the rest of them, and his tactical versatility means the centre-back, full-back,
Sweeper, defensive midfield player.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget his outstanding vision and confidence on the ball, being almost as important as what he did at the back.
Koundé, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And that was very necessary. Kimmich.
Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This isn't meeting expectations.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. And he was quick to react. Van Dijk. He's having a go. Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Palmer. The less said about that pass, the better. Kimmich. And it's Luis Suarez. Van Bouten gets good distance on it. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Palmer did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Costa Curta. Messi. Eto'o. Rice. And it's half-time here. Well, there it is, half-time. Not a bad watch by any means. And the efforts of both sides have been good, but neither have been able to penetrate. And so we reach the break, and the game remains goalless. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Yeah, the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story, as one side has been significantly better, at least defensively.
Nunez! Luis Suarez. Beraldo cuts out the pass. Van Bouten spots it and intercepts. And the keeper's given it away. He's got away. Hits one! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
Well, one sloppy lapse like that can do a lot of damage, and it was triggered by the closing down.
Substitution for Barcelona, number 9.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Number 18, Iniesta.
Costa Curta.
Number 17,
And it's Xavi.
Suarez.
Now it's Neymar.
Number 6, Joshua Kimmich.
Almost an hour gone.
Coming on the field, number 19, Son Heung-min.
And here's Son Heung-min.
Number 20,
Oh, here's it!
Neymar.
Off the post!
Number 23,
Well, there's the clearance.
Number 14,
It is
Batistuta.
still anyone's
Number
game,
15,
0-0.
Conte. Substitution.
That pass
The
is
attendance for
somewhat
this
less
match
than
was
ideal.
That was just poor
72,306.
decision-making and a weak execution.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. He has found a way through. Works it forward. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Oh, he's done very well to take that back.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
It's a throw-in. Van Bouten kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
Well, it's very much looking like this might be destined for a scoreless outcome.
Barcelona appear determined to play through the middle again, and guess what? It's the same result. Well,
There
both
will be 1
sides
minute added
might
time.
have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for...
Great hit! And that was the final act of the game, a nearly game until the very end. And it finishes 0-0. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
And we have it. He's one of now the finish! There it is!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
And that really is so impressive.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And he's managed... It's Rivaldo! And for a moment, time stood still. Manchester United with the corner, they're first.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Zinchenko! Cleared away. First quarter of an hour gone. And it's Eto'o. Now it's Luis Suarez. He's away! He's through! It's one-on-one! He steps in, and that's the good effort from distance. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped. Manchester United clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball.
There's the shot! And he's managed to get rid. Costa Curta gets over and intercepts. Kimmich. Played back towards his own goal.
That's good pressure. It gave him no other choice.
Nakata puts his foot on the gas. And he welcomes it in. And that's a good ball. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Kimmich promptly onto that, and that is that. Now it's Luis Suarez. Here's can he finish? Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And we hit half-time. Well, a very decent watch up to now, but just the one goal so far. It has been competitive and combative throughout.
I think on the whole the team linked up very well and has been organised, hence their position. They can afford to be a little braver with the ball, I think, something they'll be told many times, I'm sure, during the interval.
Barcelona come off having scored the only goal of the game so far. It's been tight, it's been exciting, and there is certainly plenty for us to chew on during the break. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Barcelona definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Kimmich. Oh, super find. He could be in here. De Ligt gets rid without sophistication. Gently done. He's picked his way through. Lovely. Luis Suarez! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Messi with the short one.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
This match was 71,898.
Pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Manchester United are looking to go forward now. Now then, the ball's come loose. Eto'o. De Ligt is there, and he can get that clear. Filippo Inzaghi. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Back into the middle. Neuer will lay claim to that. Your impression so far, Jim?
I think the manager's pondering his options as to whether to stick or twist, Peter, in view of the time remaining. He might have a tough call to make now.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Barcelona looking to pass their way through, and he's in on goal. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
Substitutions taking place.
Manchester United choosing to make the first change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And here's Eto'o. Oh, good spread.
Barcelona can afford to settle on seeing this one out by running down the clock, I think.
And that is out and behind. It's a good block.
Substitution in progress.
It's their second corner of the game. It's a mighty effort! They've done it! A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe. A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
6 added minutes.
Two up
have been
and very
indicated.
little time left. Surely this... Can he finish?
Substitution.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Oh, that's a key interception. And that is that. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. Luis
And
Suarez
now, to
picking
all
up the
members
Man of the
crowd,
Match
I'd
award,
like to
and
ask
no
you to join
surprise
me
there.
in wishing our birthday boy a
Your final
very
thoughts, Jim?
special birthday.
Well, the look on the manager's face
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear. The noise is fervent. The atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
And expectations are rising, and decibel level. Chance to... It's bounced back off the post.
Well, Peter, here we have one of the greatest defenders of all time, Alessandro Costa Curta.
Yeah, in a sense, understated, isn't he? Certainly, some would say underrated. He's one of the less glamorous members of the Milanese elite from the 1990s.
Yeah, but ability-wise, I think he was on a par with the rest of them. And his tactical versatility means the centre-back, full-back,
Sweeper, defensive midfield player.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget his outstanding vision and confidence on the ball, being almost as important as what he did at...
Iniesta, Luis Suarez. Xavi, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Eto'o. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. Now it's Messi. Van Bauten calmly anticipates. And it's Luis Suarez. Messi.
Portugal clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean cutting edge.
Mosquera. Messi. Gerrard. Mane. That is good alertness. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Neymar. Oh dear, less said about that pass the better. Suarez might just make this. Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Mane. Xavi. Eto'o. He might be in here. Real shapes to shoot. A decent effort as the first half draws to a close. So a fascinating half, full of talking points, not least that last very late one.
Hello everybody, and this
is back on the first 45 minutes.
I think it's been a very impressive defensive effort. They've never been broken down and contained the opposition attack extremely well.
So they head in no further forward. The score here still 0-0. And we are already promptly back underway.
Barcelona have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. Okay, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going.
Eto'o! Their attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it. Eto'o, well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
The attendance for this match was 71,550.
Barcelona finding their passes. No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. And it's Messi. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
A noticeable change in the approach to defending here, much more in your face.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Kimmich. Iniesta. Oh, nicely intercepted. Gerrard. Mbappe. Messi. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now.
Portugal really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
Xavi, Luis Suarez. Suarez gets flagged offside.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Pedri, and it's Mane. The less said about that pass, the better. Into the last 5 minutes. Oh, this looks sharp.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
There's the shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And that was the final act of the game, a nearly game until the very end. And it finishes 0-0. So we finish as we started. Try as they might,